It's me again, live. And
Perfectly seamless.
you tell no one of what happened. Doombringer multiplayer. We've been playing it for a long time, but things have changed, especially recently. Reki going on the team was such a huge deal. Sorted out the netcode, sorted out the team mode, Steam integration. We've just talked about it. All lovely, lovely features, and something that, again, I'm always surprised because it's in Doombringer. Doombringer is an indie game, triple I. And yet we've got all of this, and it's so wonderful to have. And as I say, we like to play cross server because that's where our friends are. Unfortunately, we are just geographically challenged, but it means that we get to, and it's pretty playable. To put that to the test, though, we have an intercontinental, not very grudge match. It is going to be Gaiia versus Signis for 3 duels, and I think we should get into it. Let's switch on over to the game. Here we are then. It's Gaiia versus Signis. Gaiia, a multi-time Doombringer champion. Signis, a fairly new NA player, and we're going to be putting the 120 ping to test. And here we are on Duel 3.
It's not for the first time we've seen this either. As you said, you know, it's not the biggest audience at the moment, which, again, is not a problem. It just means that we get to stoke these relationships. And, oh, man, I just saw the Steam avatars in here for the first time. Oh, that's exciting. Yeah, so as you said, not really a grudge match. If you want to see a proper grudge match, then you can see GMT and Reki next week on Organ Grinder. But here we are.
Here we are indeed. And if you want to see also not a grudge match on Organ Grinder, it's going to be Smile Scythe versus DK for reasons unbeknownst to even them. But we are here
for
right
sure.
now. Oh,
but yeah, this map recently got a bit of a facelift, and it's certainly turned into a strong choice in any dual map pool. But at the moment, Gaiia is kind of getting shoved back into a corner. He's got plenty of weapons, not a whole lot of stacks. Signis is fully in control, and with the rail, or I'm sorry, bolt gun, yeah, he's going to be laying a bit of a trap and getting that first frag.
He certainly is. And Signis's stack is currently, I mean, it's just massive, and he's going to be on this red as well. He's going to have the time to get over to the YA if he wants to. And yeah, we'll be the first one to do that. Or he can play for Mega. I mean, the world is his oyster right now. Let's talk a little bit about Duel 3 then. It is, of course, a Doombringer original. That's why you don't recognize it. And it features a lot of what makes Doombringer Doombringer. Weird teleports that you have to strafe out of, you know? Basically no ammo. Really difficult to access weapons because the LG sort of feels like a major item. There's a lot about this that, for me, is very prototypical, very sort of emblematic of what Doombringer is about, and Gaiia always about to get on the board. They're both pretty low, but Signis much more so, but he gets on that Mega through that wonky teleporter I was just talking about.
One of the things I always loved about both Quake World and Quake 2 that kind of started to go away in the Quake 3 era was that each map can be fundamentally different from the others, be it in terms of, you know, what armors are available, what weapons are available. Here, the key differentiators are, yeah, the ammo is very scarce. You do have a normal shotgun next to every spawn, which can help out quite a bit, so it could be a little less swingy and a little bit more grindy, but right now, Signis is absolutely mopping the floor with Gaiia. Again, this map recently got a bit of a facelift, both in terms of aesthetics and item placement, so not everybody may be up to snuff with what this map is offering now. I think Signis has it down.
Yeah, this is interesting. So I have played just about as much Duel 3 as anybody else, and it's the map that catches me out most, actually, when I play new players. It's very technical. The way that you traverse it is so often from this middle atrium. And you sort of have access to everywhere from there, but it's not one of those maps where you can easily go from one spot to the other. It all sort of comes out in spines from the middle, and then this outer circle. So yeah, it's complicated to traverse without giving your enemy lots of angles.
Yeah, in order to learn the map, you almost have to know the map. It's kind of crazy that way. But flatland fights in front of the red armor are always going to be dead simple, and Gaiia is going to be just plain dead. There's red armor for Signis for an 8-0 lead just in the first 3 minutes. And Gaiia, yeah, he's going to have, like, what? Railgun here and not much else. There's a spawn right next to the red. Red's not going to be there. I do like this yellow armor. Ooh, nice rail. I do like this yellow armor Gatling gun area down here. It can be nice and defensive, but Signis is really keeping the pressure up.
Yeah, hitting these rails, abusing the weapon switch absolutely beautifully, and that's one of the features of Doombringer. And what makes a Doombringer player a good one is largely how they combo weapons, as well as accuracy. Yeah. I mean, all the normal skill sets in Arena FPS, but if you're not using the weapons properly, if you're not switching at the right time, abusing that instant switch for free hit scan damage, you're doing it wrong. And somebody like Signis, who is clearly on top of it, you can see that. He's going for the rail at the end of the LG, and if he misses, he's fine. It's all about that management of exposure and damage.
Yeah, and Gaiia is consistently going for the red armor, which can pay dividends in terms of being able to force your opponent into a fight where you can do some damage, but A, he doesn't have the weapons to do it. B, Signis is hitting everything. And most importantly, Signis is not going directly for the red. He's letting Gaiia take the bait first, which should be the opposite relationship when the stacks are what they are. But Signis is now up 14-0. Gaiia is a little bit, well, he's going to be able to pick up the red, but not be able to enjoy it much. This is technically a window for Gaiia, because now Signis won't have as much armor available to him for the next 10 seconds or so. So if there's going to be an attack, it needs to be now.
Okay, and so far it's looking like Signis. I mean, I haven't seen him play much at all, but I'm really impressed. The way he's using these corners, cheeky rail shots, cheeky shotgun shots. He's playing Doombringer not like another game that he comes from. He's playing it like Doombringer.
Yeah.
And look at this.
I do like that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so at the moment, I mean, he's hitting 55% rail, 36% LG. He's doing just fine, and Gaiia is finding himself in a fight just about at every spawn. And really, ooh, there we go. Finally, there's a rocket, and we're going to have to see what he can do with this one. He's waiting for the Mega to come up. It's still 5 seconds away. Signis had time to steal away the red armor, go down to the Gatling gun, presumably get a yellow as well. And Signis is ready for this fight.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. I mean, Gaiia supposed to now turn the momentum, but he didn't get on the red as quickly as he could have. It's allowed Signis to get the green as well as the red, and this fight, I like positionally for Signis a little bit more, but he's going to commit with the LG, and smart to do it. And rail combo immediately after. This is brutal, just mechanical might and supremacy right now from Signis, and he's playing the items well. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he even needs to.
I mean, he's making it look effortless at the moment. Gaiia had a huge opportunity with that first frag, but he kind of blew it by waiting around for the Mega wanting to restack back up. The armor being stolen away. Signis is right back, ready to go pretty much as soon as it happened. And yeah, here comes the hunt, here comes the chase, waiting for that respawn. And I just realized I don't have my custom respawn sound effects in anymore. I'm gonna need to fix that.
Yep. Yes, you are. Also, the various sound pack. Yeah, I don't know either. The various sound packs that we need to replace my announcer with a Jahar announcer, with a 40 Lions announcer, with all sorts of people more talented than me, just so that Jahar can no longer make fun of my voiceover.
Oh, I mean, this is just a subtle reinforcement of the fact that you can swap out assets at will. Augs are just all of the sound effects, and all the models are just FBXs. All really, really simple to edit, so you can tailor Doombringer to look and sound to taste, even if you don't have any.
Even if you don't have any. Signis currently giving Gaiia the business then, and looking good doing it. Hasn't been low for a while. Gaiia is going to steal away the Mega, and Signis commits, and you can see the knockback on that Tesla. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Gaiia. I mean, I think it's too little too late. He's a day late and $1 short, some might say, but maybe he can get himself some momentum to go into map 2. We are going to be playing all 3 maps in this series, regardless of outcome. And same goes for the 2v2 show match coming up a little bit later. That's going to be Gaiia, Zorak War, as well as Sixy Wuffy, our favorite, up against Prodigy, probably how you say that.
Yeah.
And Andy, who is already terrifying at Doombringer.
I mean, he's got lots of
joking.
Quake World experience under his belt, and he's been mostly playing with people who have pensions coming in every month. So, yeah, he's ready for a younger audience, ready for some fresh blood, and he's going to get it here. Signis, 2 HP, 1 HP. By the way, Doombringer has fall damage.
Yeah, it's a flat 5 damage.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how far. But, yeah, one of the other things I was going to say about Andy, what annoys me is that he's got a really good rail. Like, what's that?
Yeah, he shouldn't, right? He should have a terrible rail.
He's not allowed to have a good rail. I mean, I guess he would say, you know, because quad runs with this regular shotgun, maybe? I don't know.
Sure.
Or maybe the rumor that I was told yesterday was true, and he in fact comes from Quake 3 Instagib. Apparently that was his first Quake experience.
That's embarrassing.
That is embarrassing, isn't it?
Why would you air that dirty laundry?
Well, look, I gotta take other people down a peg, because I'm sure it's ain't getting any better.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fortunately, you just have to cast it. You don't have to play against the guy. Not this week, at least. But there will be more tournaments. There will be more cups. And who knows, maybe even 40 won't duck out from every single one of them.
Getting called out live on air. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
28-0. Zorak was saying that this map is difficult to play out of control, but even considering that fact, Guy has been having a rough go at it.
Yeah, Signis just looking damn good, and ooh, the coin, the GG. And
game over.
Okay. I don't have the announcer on, funnily enough.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why as well, Jaha, right? I wonder why you find my voiceover so funny, so consistently.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah. I'm never doing anything again. Ever.
But fantastic stuff. Almost 50% accuracy on his rail out of Signis. So presumably we're going to be going over to Gaia's map pick.
Okay, so they don't have map picks. I just told them what they're playing.
You just told them? The collusion just runs deeper and deeper all the time.
Yeah, well, it's a showcase, Jahar, all right? And we're going to showcase all of the various maps that we can in all the modes that we can, all right? A lot of work went into this for you to be very snarky on the broadcast. I'm on board with Gaia here on Toxicity, or Duel 2 as we call it, which has been, you know, we have the approval to use this map, and it plays wonderfully well in Doombringer. And of course, Guy is going to be very happy here, familiar as the all-time great of CPM. And look, I've played Guy on this map. He's really good everywhere, but here he's a different beast. Let's see if Signis can carry over.
Significantly different from the Duel 3 performance, but right now Signis is leading the charge with 1 frag up and a full stack of armor. Mega's going right back up. Guy is securing a fight for it, but it's going to be Signis taking the frag and the item. We hear Gaia spawn relatively close, not going to be checking the LG hallway, and just trying to get out of there. He's been able to dodge Signis pretty well, but Signis, he's got murder on the mind. Gaia wants a red armor, but he doesn't have the weapons for it, doesn't have the position for it, doesn't have the time, and Signis takes a 3-0.
What is this? Signis is just playing out of his skin right now, and so solid. Really using the hit scan, which a lot of people at this point are pretty much in agreement that LG in this game is ridiculously good, and it is becoming kind of meta-defining. And we've seen players like Block, players like Nessie, now we're looking at Signis, at Zorak War, really push the limits of what you can do with that gun. Of course, with its knockback, the damage as well. Isn't going to be a red here for Signis, so he's on 92 HP, no armor, and here comes Gaia with a rush. Oh dear.
But at this point, Signis is a little bit weaker. He did take a significant amount of damage in that last fight. He's going to be routing back up to the LGYA. Gaia just wants the yellow armor, but he's not even going to escape that with his life. Red's right back up for Signis. Didn't quite make that rocket jump. But now Gaia is kind of in a rough spot. Yeah, even picking up this rocket launcher can be a bit of a trap. He ducks in for it. Now he's got the opportunity for some damage, but he's just trying to play the corners here, knowing that he cannot show up for any of the items.
Absolutely. I mean, Signis is going to be able to make his way to this red, take any position he wants, and he actually goes for an aggressive one. He's trying to flush out the Mega. Gaia, though, here by the LG cells, and, well, Signis doesn't have to take that fight. Backs onto the red, and now comes back center map. Oh, what is that?
Oh! Right between the cheeks.
But Gaiia!
Gaiia manages to get the bounce, though. It's a dangerous corner. Staircases and rockets are a bit funky. And Gaia's going to be, again, he makes the frag, but where's his stack?
Oh.
He gets a freebie off of the teleporter play. But even now, like, Signis is going to be dangerous. He needs this next red. He keeps showing up a little bit early on these items, which costs him more time as things go on. But he's got a 5 frag lead to pick back up. What, is Signis just hiding at the Mega?
Yeah.
And Gaia's not finding him. He's like, this is a tiny map. Where are you? He's not looking up there. Oh my God, Signis is just not moving at all. Oh. There he is. Found him. Oh my God.
Fantastic. What a game.
What a
game. Red and Mega are up, and Gaiia trying to second guessing himself. Should win this LG fight, and does. RJ immediately to the Mega, wants to get to the red quick. It's going to be Signis dropping on it, hitting a rail already. And that was dicey for Gaiia right there. Rail has, oh yes, recently been nerfed and now only does 70 damage, but that was a Doombringer grenade if I ever have seen one. And I'm very happy that I did.
It's still the best thing to hear when you just blind fire a grenade and hear that satisfying smack. Gaiia is in a little bit of trouble here. The 225s aren't up. Yellow armor's not up. He's going to take what he can here and hope that Signis is too weak to challenge this red. 50's gone. 25s are gone. Gaiia has no health available, so they're not really willing to have a direct confrontation at this point.
Now, the guy's got that stack now with the Mega and the red, and going to try for a rail jump, but this is unfortunately not Rat since to Gib. Would that it were, Jahar. Would that it were.
It's not Cocaine Diesel either, but here we are. Only 3 frags between them. LG on LG fight. Oh, perfect rocket and the spawn. Can you finish him off, or will the Gatling gun do some damage? Gaiia, come on. You could... Really? You're letting him go? What? No! If Signis makes this frag.
No!
I swear to God. 3
Please.
HP. Oh my God.
No,
How did he get away with all that?
Heart.
It's okay, Gaiia. Nobody's watching. It's fine. So he's got better timing on the red now, but he's leaving it up for a moment, seeing if Signis comes in for it. And this could be a real fight. Right behind you. Get your headphones on straight, Gaiia. Or on at all. There we go. Signis goes down finally. Stressful one, but this... Oh, he even looked away! He did the Zorak thing! He flick away from the rails.
Dude,
but he's tied it back up 7-7. So after a disastrous opening couple minutes, he's back in the game, making this a proper match.
Absolutely. Just needed that little bit more map familiarity, and suddenly him versus Signis is a fair competition. Fantastic rocket there as well.
Get out,
now
get
fighting
out,
up against
get
the LG.
out!
Oh! Who gets the better spawn here? Gaiia, right? Because he gets YA, and now he can push on. He has the LG as well. It's the best weapon to try and defend from here. And I think Signis is kind of a little bit stuck up there. He's going to try with the rails. If he hits a couple, it could be disastrous for Gaiia, who's struggling a little bit with his movement, but now should be able to come out. But I think Signis is going to be on the Mega, and he's done all this damage. That was cataclysmic stuff, but he doesn't go for the Mega. 225 now for Gaiia.
4 rails in a row, so Gaiia is still going to take that frag back, but he is a little bit worse for the wear. But solid rockets on both of these spawns. Look for the third one, man. Get the hat trick. There it is, 8-13. And there's still 4 minutes left on the clock, which means that if Signis makes a single frag, it could be his turn to shine. But we'll have to see if Gaiia can keep this pace going.
Signis, I think I am perhaps the person most qualified to say this after those 3 spawn frags. Welcome to Doombringer.
You are the person most qualified, yeah.
I know, right?
You're paid by the word.
I wish I was paid. No, it's actually... I have made £100 off of Doombringer.
You have, yeah.
Not bad.
All these tournaments you're not winning, yeah.
Yep. That was my voiceover fee.
Oh, the punches come out! And Gaiia manages to put it back in, 10-15. We could see this go to a proper tiebreaker. There's those rockets, yeah. I think it's Oku I keep playing, where when his rockets are on, they're really, really annoying. Like you just get smacked with the rocket at the most inopportune times.
Well,
The
that
10
was
to
the thing
16.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, before Doombringer got netcode, rockets were so powerful. They haven't really been tuned since, and they're still a very strong weapon. Of course, we now have the LG coming more into prominence, and the Rail's had its moments as well. But yeah, all the weapons are so strong. They're all annoying in their own little way. And you know, you get this huge variation when you're playing different people, where you play someone like Block, and you're like, oh, this game is just about LG. That's all it is. Why use anything else? You play some other people and you're like, the shotgun's absolutely broken. You play me and you're just really annoyed by Gatling and grenades. Because everything's kind of ridiculous.
Yes, as it should be. Like I said, I mean, this is the Quake 3 that could have happened if a lower TTK was the order of the day, which it wasn't at the time, but now it is. And I would never advocate for anything to be nerfed more than what it is right now. The game is flawless.
Absolutely. And as we see, just a vicious killing with that Gatling, which it's a hell of a weapon. 25 damage a shot, pretty decent fire rate, has weird knockback on it as well.
Yeah.
So it is, yeah, it's a machine.
As is Gaiia on home on toxicity. At home on toxicity, not on home at toxicity. Yeah. But 11 to 23, it's looking good for him. 1 minute before we get into our third and final map between these two. Do you know what it's going to be?
I do.
Since you said it.
It is the cursed, wretched map known as GT4.
Ooh,
the map where
foggy
infamously I lost in sudden death when I was 200 versus Gaiia on 40 health and 0 armor.
Thing is, you still wake up at night about cold sweats.
I've watched it far too many times.
So I think Guy is
so
doing great here, but I'm still not convinced he has headphones. I think he's navigating by feel and sight and smell, but certainly not by auditory stimuli.
Well, if you check the actual stream, we do have player cams today. And so you can see that Gaiia doesn't
wow, look at that.
Jeez.
Zarek, you're right. He does look like you.
Yeah.
Jeez, and Gaiia just looks like Dollar Store Havoc.
Fucking hell.
So congrats, Gaiia, for a map win as we go to GT4.
We are going to GT4, the cursed, wretched, cursed, terrible, cursed map. But
It's a beautiful map.
It is the best map in Doombringer, don't get me wrong, but it is also the worst. That's the real issue, is I can't leave it out of tournament pools. I have to put it in.
Every game has a map that on paper is the most thoughtful, the most cranial, and the most civilized, but then when you actually play it, the stupidest things happen.
A vote has been called. Vote pass.
Well.
And that's GT4. Yeah.
You are not wrong at all. Here we are then, on what I think is the best map in Doombringer for Duel. And we get to see Gaiia a little bit more comfortable here than he would have been on Duel 3, and Signis should also know this one reasonably well if he's been practicing like I think he has. So this promises to be quite the match indeed.
Yeah, there's basically infinite possibility for really clever rocket and grenade angles here. None of which have been exploited by Gaiia here. He just puts himself on the jump pad and just dies. Rough spawn, and for those of you wondering what the spawn system is, it's just random with no repeats. It's the way it should be. Basically perfect. But Gaiia needs to get his GT4 legs going.
Signis is such a solid player. I've watched him a little bit before today, not a huge amount though, and he's playing the ABCs, right? But, you know, this is the thing. Gaiia always says to me, he's like, I can beat an ABC player if I'm on form. It's like, well, Gaiia, you are the most temperamental player I know, but when he's on, he's on, and he is utterly ridiculous. And the thing about Gaiia, and he's done this in all the Arena FPS games I've watched him in, Diabotical, in CPM, in Doombringer, is he does things you don't consider as possibilities. And when it works, it can actually be really demoralizing. I've certainly seen that before. It's like Gaia's a bit of a tilter, but he also tilts other people.
Yeah, I still don't think I've seen GT4 exploited to the extent that it can be. Like, all of these angles just make you stroke your chin and go, there's possibility here. I don't think I've really seen it solved as a map just yet, which is, we're still at a fairly early stage, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. Gaiia does have one frag under his belt, which is a good start, but he's spending, again, just like in our first map, a lot of time gathering up resources, trying to get ready for a fight, but then finding himself in a fight before he really wants to.
Yeah, it's a problem. Signis going to be on this red guy on more or less 200, and big rocket there. We now have a rail zoom sound. How about that? Or just a zoom sound generally?
I never zoom, so.
Do you not?
That's how much of a badass I am.
It's a sad little life you lead, Jaha.
All right, Gaiia starting to work it back here. No real capitalization on that spawn by the SSG.
Signis. He just like stopped. He was like, yeah, I'll think about my next move.
And that's what's been messing up Gaiia the most, is when Signis isn't just running around with his pants on his head, like you do in these games. Anytime Signis decides to stop and smell the flowers, Gaiia is completely short-circuited.
Yeah, Gaiia just wants you to run into him and him to run into you, and at some point somebody falls over. But Signis is, okay, that was ridiculous. What I would say is this looks like a CPM player versus a Quake Live player, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
It's one of the beautiful things about Doombringer is this kind of mishmash of those styles. You've got the time to kill of CPM of Quake World. You've got the movement as a steroid-infused version of EQ3. You've got the ammo system more like CPM. So there's a lot about it that appeals to both sides. And I think that it's a great game to sort of unify the communities that little bit. And we've had top players come from all sorts of games, Nessie, Quake 4, Zorik War, obviously most known for his playing Quake Live. Stink Like Stock has come from just about everything, and Guy from CPM, and it's great to see all those different stables under one roof.
Yeah, you can be as intelligent or as absolutely stupid as you want to be. Yep. You can express yourself in Doombringer. But Gaiia has turned this back around 7-4. 6 minutes left on the clock. And with 5 seconds left to this red, he is kind of defending it here, but he does see that Mega up. And I don't know, this might be time to leave.
I think the problem is you can't leave without giving a rail angle anyway. So what he was hoping for is hit that first. Oh, God.
Oh.
Signis. I thought you might have got turned around on there and then lose the Mega. It would have been terrible. But 7-6, Gaiia, one frag in the lead. Will be on this red arm. I can't come up this jump. I cannot come up this jump pad.
That was a lot of damage. But Gaiia got a lucky spawn there because he had left the red armor up.
Yeah.
He was able to grab it off that. So good for him. And Signis is looking a little bit light on some of the ammo. There we go. Back up on the rockets.
Yeah, it needs the rail slugs as well. Typically in Doombringer maps, there is only one box of rail slugs, and it is, depending on your style, a very, very important item.
Ugh.
Doombringer.
Great
ammo boxes, a major item.
And great hit sounds.
Oh, the best.
It's really chunky.
Have you had the team damage sounds?
I think so. Not a whole lot. Because I don't shoot my teammates.
Brong. Fantastic. 7-7. 7-7 in the third map. We're 1-1 apiece in the series. This is shaping up to be something quite special indeed. I'm on board with Signis as we get into a scrappy fight and Gaiia comes out on top. Signis now with the spawn in the same room, that middle atrium going up and down. No way does he get out. No way.
I mean, Gaiia kind of let him. Gaiia was more focused on the YA and the Mega, which, okay, I can get that, but, kill the guy. But he did catch him moving up to the red, so now Gaiia has literally everything except cells. And the chase is on. He's going to be able to find him back out here. Oh, but the anticipation rockets coming from Signis shut down Gaia's stack. Gaia's going to need to break back out of here. On that side of the map, Signis has, like, a YA to go get. And he has to wait a bit for this Mega. He might end up doing that. Gaiia wants a fight. He wants it
No,
to
he
happen,
wants the
but he's
225s.
gotta be ready for this red.
Yeah, he's so scared because you can try and go for 50 there, or you can go for the 225s in the middle atrium. But they're both horrible, like in terms of getting to them. And he was just worried Signis was going to be there. Signis gives up the red
Because he's always been
completely,
there.
Yeah.
That jump pad just keeps getting punished like here, but a good defense from Gaiia comes out. Trying to finish off with some LG or rocketing himself in the face. It's always good too. Dropping back down, developing a wrinkle on his brain, but not enough to chase Signis down here. He's got the opportunity for a frag. Signis just keeps stacking back up. He's going to be using these last couple minutes. Oh, to take the fight to... Oh, but crouching Gaiia, hidden grenade. It comes back at the end and gets the job done. But look at these rails coming out of Signis.
Come on, come up, get down with the sickness. He's done it. And by he, I mean me. As now with the shotgun out, we're at 10-9 and go. Oh, that's a horrendous spawn.
Oh.
Christus, fix your game. No, I'm joking. Oh, and again.
Shotgun.
It's a good weapon.
It's a good
Bang.
Oh, how perfect is that?
Whoa, but Gaiia takes it up close with the rocket. If he hits a couple of directs, it could well be the difference maker, but instead he gets himself, and now off the spawn, Signis puts him down like a horse with a limp.
This has turned around so quickly and so poorly for Gaiia. Fortunately, he's got a mega off the spawn, but he just wants to get across the map, get to someplace more comfortable, get some weapons. Maybe even get a shotgun, but that's being denied from him right now.
Oh.
Signis back on the chase, and here it comes.
Oh.
He's completely out of rockets, but who needs rockets when you got 2 barrels full of mad?
Oh dear lord, this game's ridiculous. What a game, and Signis coming alive with this hit scan especially, and just putting the hurt into Gaiia. So consistent with his mechanics, whereas Gaia's a little bit streakier, and Signis has just strung this together absolutely beautifully.
It's only 6 frags. It's a minute left. I want to believe in Gaiia, but I don't think Gaiia believes in himself any longer.
Okay, maybe if Signis gives him a horrible fight, no, hits enough LG that he's safe, and 8 frags to make up. 70 seconds to do it in, it's going to be tough. It's probably not going to be possible, but all the same, GT4 has been a belter.
Oh.
And Signis announces himself as a serious contender in Doombringer. We need this boy to fight Zoric War.
Just like Quake World, if you can run the spawns and capitalize on as many of them as possible, then you're doing yourself a lot of favors, and that's where deep map knowledge comes into it. You frag somebody, where's your best place to spam? Where's your best place to start moving to? Irrespective of what items you need, like where do you need to be shooting to maximize your chances of keeping that streak going? And Signis has that absolutely down.
He certainly does. This is going to be a guy that I hope to see in the future tournaments. As I say, we have a little bit of a monster in Doombringer, and he's called Zoric War, and you know he's sort of the Godzilla, and we need a Kong to fight him. So yeah,
and a better
there
director.
we go.
All right, and you could see the thrill on both of their faces.
You certainly can. And now the thrill on ours.
All right. All right. Thank you, Avic.
Thank you.
I like that comment in the chat. Great value, Avic.
Well, there we have it.
That's Doombringer Duel. It's swingy like Quake World. It's controlly like Quake 3. It's basically perfect.